Well, the short answer, it takes longer. But the fact is that financing animated feature films in Europe has always taken between 3, 4, even 5 years. The introduction of very many different tax credit schemes, the regional subsidies has certainly helped, but it still takes a great deal of time. And I think for producers who are coming into this area for the very first time, this is what they have to realise. They've got to have a good idea, and certainly give the time to develop. And in my experience, for example, at the Cartoon Movie, where I listen to pitches and so on, is that many projects can arrive and they're not developed enough. And so people mustn't rush in. Equally, and the point has often been raised, is that people say, we can get 20% out of a given territory or a country or whatever, without any due consideration for how you're actually going to get on a work level. And I think it's important for producers to recognise that, and that equally takes time. However, the actual financing, obviously the recession and the credit crunch has not helped. But accepting the fact that the recession is lasting, it started the beginning of last year. 1 or 2 countries are now suggesting that they're slowly coming out of it. Coupled with the fact that the majority of European animated feature films are funded by a various mixture of the subsidies, regional funding and so on, and the fact that financing can take 3 years, the actual production can take 2 years. So we're in fact now looking at films that will hit the screens in the end of 2010, 11 and 12, when hopefully we will be out of the recession. The one area that has changed, of course, is the private funding, the private equity. People are very unsure of whether they want to invest in such a risky venture. But I feel confident that will return. But I think when it does return, is that the investors will need convincing that there is some degree of security that they may get a return on their investment. I think there'll be more questioning as to sales, what is the marketing campaign, what is the rollout strategy, and I think whereas maybe 2-3 years ago it was sexy to invest into feature films and animated feature films, I think now they're going to be very much more questioning as to, yes, we want to, but we want some information from you, and this is the good idea in the first place, a well-developed idea, can you manage the production, will you deliver, will the fact you have several partners destroy the quality, the creativity, and especially is what countries will it be shown in, and it's not simply because it's a European animated feature film does not necessarily mean it's going to be shown in every single European country. And so I'm optimistic. I am optimistic. If asked, is it tougher now than it was, say, 2 years ago? I think it's always been tough. I think get the good idea and, work at it. The pitching, and using as an example the Cartoon Movie and Cartoon Forum, very often you can tell within a minute of someone standing up in front of an audience that this idea has not been developed enough. And they suddenly panic and they do not get over what the concept is about. They do not prepare, some, not all, they do not prepare that the fact they are going to pitch, and they are not really aware of who they are pitching to. I mean, I have known of examples when people are pitching a television series to a broadcaster who is only interested in preschool, and they're pitching a 8 to 12-year-old kind of series. So why didn't they do their homework? I have to say, I think again it's the development of the idea that is the most important thing that they have to do, and then adding into that they will need a script. Usually they need a treatment, or if not that, a script. They need designs, they need a budget, they need the kind of the personnel who are going to be involved on the production, and all of this is to give not only the fact that you've got a good idea, but in fact you have the competence to actually carry it out. And I think that lessons can be learned, even if it's for young ones, young people coming in, is rehearsing your pitch. You've got 5 minutes. You rehearse either a 2-minute or a 5-minute or a 20-minute pitch. Now all of these. So if somebody stops you at MIP or MIPCOM and you've got 2 minutes, you've got to get over that idea very quickly, and this is why preparation is so important.